advice for a neurotic. So here's a question from Reddit from username comprehensivemud898. I just ordered a planner. I threw it away 2 weeks later, and now I ordered a Clever Fox Pro. I'm excited about it, but at the back of my head, I know this joy will fade. I've read Covey, Getting Things Done, Cal Newport, etc. I've even read Oliver Berkman's anti-to-do list book, but nothing seems to click, and things must get done. I tend to overthink everything. Is this priority an actual priority? I suffer from analysis paralysis, and then I waste the day browsing social media or asking life advice from random people on Reddit. How ironic. Speaking of which, any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for your question. So my name's Duff. I'm a coach and a certified professional hypnotist, and I specialize in helping people like you with productivity problems. In fact, the first thing that strikes me about all of this is that it's so familiar with people with ADHD or autism spectrum or neurodivergent or other just creative people. This is incredibly common. Analysis paralysis, overthinking everything. One of the problems with overthinking is that many of our issues can't be solved through thinking. We have to learn through doing. We got to try some stuff out in order to figure out what's going to work or not. So instead of trying to figure it all out through thinking and reading books and gathering more information and asking random people on Reddit, here's what I suggest you do. Run experiments, very, very tiny, low-cost experiments to find out. So for instance, you got this new planner. Use it for a week. Use it for a week and see what went well and then what didn't go so well, right? So what works about it and what doesn't work about it. You'll start to gather information. So you're not just reading Covey, not just reading Getting Things Done, not just reading Cal Newport, all this other stuff, because those are the systems that worked for them. That's why they wrote the book, right? It worked for their brain, their personality, their context. It didn't necessarily work for everyone else, because that's why there's multiple productivity books, because there's different people, different personalities, different contexts. So really think about, how do I design the system for me? Not the perfect system, right? The B minus 80% system. How do I design a reasonably good system that works for me, my nervous system, the way I like to work? Here's one thing that you might include in your system, which is what kind of working style are you? There's 3 basic working styles. This comes from a book by Shelley Rose Charvet called Words That Change Minds. There's 3 different working styles. One is independent. That's like, leave me alone. I'm just going to get this done. Don't interrupt me. Like the classic computer programmer hates meetings, right? About 20% of people in corporations are independent working style. And then there's something called proximity. Proximity is, let's sit next to each other, kind of check in from time to time how you're doing, have clear roles and responsibilities. 60% of people in corporations polled are proximity. And I didn't realize that, but I am too. And I've been trying to do work alone, which doesn't work for me. What works a lot better is getting on focusmate.com or some other co-working platform. And you co-work with somebody else. So you say, I'm going to work on this for the next 50 minutes or next 25 minutes. You go on mute. You come back at the end. You have to speak to another human and say, I did it or I didn't do it, right? So that a little bit of accountability helps, and seeing the other person also work puts your brain in work mode when you're proximity. The third kind of work style is called collaborative. That's you and me get together in the same room, work on a whiteboard and try to figure this out together, or in a Google Doc at the same time. And there's certain things I really like for collaborative, which is like planning out various things. That's helpful for me to be a collaborative style. Maybe you're more collaborative or proximity and you're trying to work independently. That could be a major source of the problem. So I'd recommend FocusMate. It's pretty cheap. I don't get paid anything if you use it or not. And there's other services like Cave Day, which is more of a group version of that. They get on a Zoom call and there's a little facilitation and you co-work with others. Or you can go to a co-working space or a coffee shop or a library, somewhere where other people are also working and work at the same time. If you're in the office with other people and this is happening, you can actually find a buddy. There's probably somebody else in the office who also wants to be more productive. And you can set up a schedule. You say, okay, we're going to work on for 30 minutes. We're going to stop for 10 minutes, talk about what we're doing, work for 30 minutes, stop for 10 minutes. It's called the ultra work schedule. There's a lot of these different things, Pomodoro technique, whatever you want to call it. But you do it with someone else, holy shit, that will radically improve your productivity. The other thing I'd suggest is stop trying to organize all your stuff, get really organized and prioritize. Just pick 3 things for the day that are high priority, your most important tasks for the day, your 3 most important things. and just try to focus on those. That's going to be hard enough. There's going to be emails coming in and things that distract you and things on the internet and so on. Just try for 3 things and do it in a focused way with support. Try that, see if it works. It's an experiment. It may or may not work for you, but see what works about it and what doesn't, and iterate and improve. Over time, you'll figure out the perfect productivity system for you. Not perfect, just B-, the good enough productivity system for you. And hey, if you're watching this and you need coaching, you can head over to boulderhypnosisworks.com. I help people with these exact kind of problems, both with coaching and changing the unconscious mind using hypnosis. So hopefully that's helpful. Have a wonderful day.